Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bill McGarvey and the Good Thieves.
I still lose my faith nearly every day. Wonder if I'm still awake at all. I still lose your face. You don't have much to say. Still I go on talking to this wall.
Some of you might be wondering why a secular singer-songwriter is here to talk about spirituality. I guess it'd be important for me to start at the beginning. So I'd like to invite you to travel with me back to my childhood, a time known as the 1970s. The 70s were a very, very funky time and I was a part of it, but unfortunately the McGarvey family were not a particularly funky bunch. I grew up in a very religious Catholic household where the sense of the sacred seemed as though it was only experienced at one time and place, and that was on Sundays at church. But as I grew older and was able to see things beyond the walls of my family's home, I began to experience other things that seemed incredibly important as well, and many of those things seemed to happen on the ordinary days between Sundays. I was starting to get the sense that my family somehow wanted to remain separate from the rest of the world. There's something out there that we didn't want to have any part of. It was temptation, it was lust, it was all those scary, sexy things rolled into one. And I was interested.
Come on, it's alright, it's alright. She says her love's divine. I wanna be there when that girl meets God.
The music that began to increasingly occupy my time at age 14 and 15 seemed to make the faith that I was taught appear small, defensive, claustrophobic. And what was masquerading as faith felt sort of anemic and shallow. It ultimately felt a lot more like fear. It was through these artists who affected me that I caught some refracted ray of truth. The music of the artists I loved seemed to not only speak to me, in a way they seemed to speak for me. As an adult, I now realize that though I was raised in a religious family, the first time I heard truth was in music. Without realizing it, I desperately needed my world to get bigger. It was all about connecting to the world.
Homemade antennas, hot-wired with tin. We're staying up all night on the Citizens Band.
For a long time, I was what you might call a closet Catholic among my musician and artist friends in New York City. If I wasn't sure how the two fit together, faith, music, I was pretty sure that an iconoclastic group of artists wouldn't understand it either.
So many calls, really all you hope to find. You're not alone. You're not alone.
I also run a website called bustedhalo.com, which is an online magazine for spiritual seekers that deals with the intersection of pop culture, spirituality, faith, and religion. What we basically try to do at Busted Halo is to talk about relevance. We believe, essentially, that everybody has a spiritual side to them, a spiritual question. Fundamentally, we engage the imagination in relationship with God. The experience of the sacred, our experience of God, is always surprising us in some unexpected ways. It is a messy form of faith. It is a messy form of revelation.
Have you ever seen such a beautiful man?
There's a beautiful quote attributed to Pedro Rupe. Nothing is more practical than finding God. That is, than falling in love in a quite absolute final way. Living creatively means finding those connections between the messy world of what we love and God. Our lives are basically a work of translation. We're translating this world around us, the people we meet, the songs we hear. We're translating that somehow into some sort of window into God's world.